Hello, welcome. Today I'd like to talk to you about the two laboratories that are part of my life. One is my marriage to my husband, Yumi. It's a laboratory of 53 years. And the other is a laboratory where I work with couples uniquely as a specialist, and that laboratory is already there 25 years. So I'm going to start with a laboratory with Yumi. I really didn't know as a young bride that our marriage was going to be a living laboratory. I think Yumi and I were the Olympic champions of unconsciousness when we got married. All we knew was you love each other and it all works. But we found out very soon that a survival dance and a survival knot was beginning to tighten in our relationship, and we were completely unaware of it. And since then, we've been in a laboratory in which we are assisting each other in unfolding and revealing ourselves and actually achieving the very potential that we were born with. And so here are some of the things we learned in this 53-year laboratory of our marriage. One is that connection is our essence, that we are at all time connected, and that even when we feel disconnected, it's an illusion. Albert Einstein said it. Our separation is an optical illusion of consciousness. And in our marriage laboratory, we discovered that at all times, even when we don't feel it, we are actually in connection, because connection is our essence. We are born in connection. We get hurt through disconnection, and then we restore and repair through connection. The second thing we found out is that our relationship is not a problem to be solved. It's an adventure to be lived. I did think for a while that our relationship was a problem to be solved. And you know what the problem was? It was Yumi. I learned, no, we don't have a problem. We have an adventure for which we need to equip ourselves. And when well equipped, our relationship becomes this adventure. We live together. And we figured out that even in very hard times, when I was diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, our relationship became the adventure that we live together. The third thing we learned in this laboratory is that conflict is a friend. It's growth knocking at our door saying, look, if you have a conflict, then it's one immaturity meeting another immaturity. And between the two of you, when two immaturities meet, you two are not going to be able to do anything. But if you welcome the conflict as a friend in disguise, but a friend, and you say, whoa, what an opportunity. And you learn from it. Where are we immature here? Let's assist each other here to grow. Then, at the new level of maturity, that conflict actually dissolves and disappears. Albert Einstein really said you cannot solve a problem at the level at which you created it. But when you get more information and when you are more knowledgeable, well, then that very problem does not exist anymore. We also learned in our laboratory that our relationship is where two grown-ups help each other create two mature adults. Grown-ups is who we were when we got married. Big people with little people on the inside, maybe a little baby, a little toddler, a little teenager, a group actually of young ones. that's a grown-up, and that our relationship is a living laboratory where we assist each other in growing these children that are on the inside of us and creating two mature adults. Mature adults are differentiated. They are who they are, with energy and balance and a sense of vibrant vitality. One more thing that we realized in our laboratory is that we have a higher mission as a couple, and that our higher mission is to assist each other in reclaiming our full potential. We were both born with an unlimited potential of creativity, curiosity, intelligence, everything that is part of being a human being. We were born with it, and our mission, our highest mission in the laboratory, is to assist each other in reclaiming our full potential as human beings. And so I decided I will create a laboratory in which I will assist couples in discovering the very same principles Yumi and I were discovering as we were working as a couple in our own living laboratory. And for 25 years, I've been working diligently with couples in my laboratory. And I have been teaching them one guiding principle. And here it is. The guiding principle is what will always disconnect you, always disconnect you, is your survival dance. The moment you get into it, it's not even worth continuing because you will for sure be disconnected. What connects us? What connects us are three invisible connectors. One connector is honoring the relational space between us. It's the philosopher Martin Buber who said, our relationship lives in the space between us, and that space is sacred. And when a couple knows how to embrace the relational space between and sanctify it, it's one step towards connection. The next one is a bridge. It's invisible but palpable. The reason we need a bridge is because if we're a couple, we are incompatible. Only incompatible people fall in love. The grandmother of a good friend said, if the two of you are the same, one of you is superfluous. Indeed, when we are a couple, we are incompatible and we need a bridge so we can cross the bridge and come to know the other's language, culture, rhythm, music. We live in very different worlds, and coming to know each other's world by bridging is another part of how we deeply connect. And the third invisible connector is the encounter, also a concept of Martin Buber, the philosopher. The encounter is that magical place where a couple feels like, wow, we're totally at one here. It is something humans are capable of. We feel it in nature sometimes, where suddenly it's not nature and us, but all is one. We feel it with music sometimes, where suddenly the music is in us and we are in it. It's the zone of the encounter. And when we embrace the relational space as sacred and we cross the bridge to know the other with new eyes, we create the conditions for the encounter. This is the work I've been doing with couples in my laboratory. I invite you to enter the website hedyyumi.com, where you will find information on the couples workshop called The Couples Journey, on the intensive sessions that are 2 days long, in which I bring couples into their couples laboratory, on the trainings, the variety of trainings that we give. And there is a resource center where you can read and listen to podcasts. So I invite you, come into our website and see what's available for you. Bye.